What it do, everybody? I believe I'm live. It's your boy LOG from Where There's Smoke. There's a lot of shit that I have not covered. Really have been kind of inactive the past 2 weeks, but I did a stream. I believe it was yesterday, if not the day before. But anyway, I was covering the stuff that I should have covered about 2 weeks ago, and today I'm gonna cover the stuff that's kind of gone down over the last week. The second Trump assassination. Shannon Sharpe having the I guess his little sex session leaked on IG, and what else? Oh, and then the P Diddy stuff is finally coming to a head. No Diddy. So let me check the sound and audio as always, and then we're gonna jump into everything. So give me a second. All right, so we should be good on everything. So the Trump assassination, this is some stuff that I kind of collected about a week ago when it all kind of happened. So let's go through and kind of react to the stuff, and then if I see recommended videos on the side or anything that's more recent or current that covers that, we'll click on that and kind of break down and give our opinion. So let's kind of jump into it. Oh, let me put this on the screen for y'all. My bad, my bad. There we go.
Amity Bank work
that we want to get to right now, and that is this. I'm going to share with you some
and this video is from September 15th.
Tweets right here as we're learning that multiple shots were fired at Trump National Golf Course. The Trump Vance campaign saying that, quote, President Trump is safe following gunshots in his vicinity. No further details at this time. That's from Stephen Chung, who is the Trump campaign communications manager, learning a little bit more information from a reporter at Politico as she was sharing that this happened at the Trump National Golf Club in West Palm Beach, where Trump is golfing today. So we're working to gather additional information, but I did want to share that breaking news with you at 2:41 Eastern, 11:41 Pacific, as the Trump campaign has sent a statement saying that President Trump is safe following gunshots in his vicinity. No further details at this time. According to a Political reporter, former President Trump was golfing at the Trump National Golf Club in West Palm Beach. No further details available at this hour, including who was firing the gunshots, whether that person was apprehended. We do know that former President Trump is safe following gunshots in his vicinity. And it's also unclear as to whether former President Trump was the target.
See, I just wanted to show this because this is the story that I saw as soon as it came out. And it really, I don't know why I'm showing this. It's not like that important, but I just kind of wanted to show that this is the first story I saw that as soon as it came out as soon as it happened. And they didn't have many details. They didn't know if the guy was apprehended. They didn't know if he was even shooting at, or they didn't know if Trump was directly in danger or if the guy actually fired at Trump. So there was a lot up in the air, a lot of unknowns in the very first like 30 minutes of this thing really, the story breaking. So that's kind of what I wanted to show, and just kind of, I guess maybe that's something we can keep in mind in the future if you're watching like a news story or something unfolding. The first 30 minutes to an hour, they're still getting all the details, especially, and maybe don't just go off of the first thing you hear. Not that I did with this or that anything like that, but just kind of a thought behind that. That within like the first 30 minutes or so, they're still figuring out details. So anyway, that's pretty much all this news story gives. But here's once they actually knew some stuff, probably about 2 hours after that, I would say. So we're going to go ahead and listen to this little press conference.
Office, we are going to give you everything we have. Everything. All right? So when we
Damn, they hit me with the ad like that.
think about your questions, because we're not going to take a lot, and keep them to the information that you
We're going to give you everything, but we're not going to give you a lot.
heard. Don't get into what ifs, and because of this, we're not going to go there.
Don't get into what ifs or because of this. We don't need anything where we have to explain reasons. You know what this sounds like and reminds me of is like a principal at a when you're like in elementary school and the principal's just like telling you what the fuck to do, and like you have no choice but to just accept the fucking order even if it's stupid. No, not a lot of we're gonna tell you everything. Don't be asking a lot of questions or what ifs or conspiracies or nothing like that.
From the state attorney's office, we are going to give you everything we have. Everything. All right? So when we get done, think about your questions, because we're not going to take a lot. And keep them to the information that you heard. Don't get into what ifs, and because of this, we're not going to go there. All right? So keep that in mind, and we'll be good. So here we go. All right, 1:30 this afternoon.
How about you just do your motherfucking job and be accountable to the public and don't tell us what the fuck is okay. We'll if that happens, then we'll just be okay. How about you're responsible to us? It's like at every turn, everyone's just telling us what the fuck we have to accept. It's like you are accountable to us. You're supposed to be doing a job to the community, but he's gonna get up there and don't get to asking too many goddamn questions and whys and becauses and whatever phrase he used. Like, don't get to asking for us to be accountable up here. We're just going to answer just the minimum, and that's it. Don't be getting on our backs now. That's basically the energy he had. Let me give it one more time, just uninterrupted, and then I'll continue the video.
All right, so when we get from the state attorney's office, we are going to give you everything we have. Everything. All right, so when we get done, think about your questions, because we're not going to take a lot. And keep them to the information that you heard. Don't get into what ifs, and because of this, we're not going to go there, all right? So keep that in mind. And
because of this, that's the thing I kept trying to reference to, but I kept forgetting, and I've stopped in the middle again. But, like, we need becauses. We need, like, did this happen because of this? Did X not happen because... We need becauses. That's how we figure out if y'all are doing y'all's job. But he's like trying to dodge accountability. No, we don't need becauses.
We'll be good. So here we go. All right, 1:30 this afternoon. Call came out, shots fired. That was called in by the Secret Service. Because we're in constant contact with them all the time, we were notified of that, and we had units here that immediately sealed off the area. Fortunately, we were able to locate a witness that came to us and said, hey, I saw the guy running out of the bushes. He jumped into a black Nissan, and I took a picture of the vehicle and the tag, which was great. So we had that information. Our real-time crime center put it out to the license plate readers. And we were able to get a hit on that vehicle on I-95 as it was headed into Martin County. We got a hold of Martin County Sheriff's Office, alerted them, and they spotted the vehicle and pulled it over and detained the guy. After that, we took the the witness that witnessed the incident, flew him up there, and he identified as the person that he saw running out of the bushes and jumped into the car. Now, in the bushes where this guy was is a AK-47 style rifle with a scope.
Was he in Pacheco's bushes?
2 backpacks which were hung on the fence that had ceramic tile in them, and a GoPro, which he was going to take pictures of. So those are being...
He's going to take pictures of the GoPro or with the GoPro?
...processed right now. The Secret Service agent...
I could be totally wrong because I am ignorant as this guy seems to be as well, but don't you... as I'm saying again, I'm super ignorant, but I believe GoPros you can only take video with. But anyway...
That was on the course, did a fantastic job. What they do is they have an agent that jumps one hole ahead of time to where the president was at. And he was able to spot this rifle barrel sticking out of the fence and immediately engage that individual, at which time the individual took off. So that's what we know about the investigation. We have somebody in custody.
Okay, I'm wrong. GoPro can't take pictures. I'm an idiot.
Right now that is a potential suspect. We got a little bit more work to do on it, but as we usually do, as soon as we decide that we're going to book him into the county jail and the charges that he's going to be booked into, we'll get those to you and we'll get a picture of him and we'll get you his background. So now I'm going to turn it over to the representative of the Secret Service, and he's going to make a brief statement.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I first want to thank all of our law enforcement partners, to include the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office and the Martin County Sheriff's Office, for their involvement today. Former President Donald Trump is safe and unharmed following a protective incident shortly before 2 p.m. on Sunday at Trump International Golf Club at West Palm Beach. The U.S. Secret Service personnel opened fire on a gunman located near the property line, and this matter is under investigation.
This is where it starts to get good, ladies and gentlemen.
Turn it over to my partners over at the FBI.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeffrey Veltri. I'm the special agent in charge of the FBI's Miami field office. The FBI has assumed the role as the lead federal law enforcement agency in the investigation of the incident that occurred earlier today.
Bro, I can hear a worse AC backfeed on their speakers than I have at my house. This is crazy.
At Trump International Golf
You hear that buzzing? Bzzz.
Course here in West Palm Beach, Florida. We've deployed a number of resources, including investigative teams, crisis response team members, bomb technicians, and evidence response team members as well. What we need right now is for the public to avoid the area around the golf course. We will continue to support this investigation with the full resources of the FBI, alongside our partners with the United States Secret Service and the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office, as well as Martin County Sheriff's Office and state and local law enforcement. I would ask that if anyone has any information that may assist with this investigation, to contact our tip line at 1-800-CALL-FBI or at tips, that's TIPS .FBI.gov. Thank you.
David?
Hi, I'm Dave Ehrenberg, State Attorney for Palm Beach County. I want to thank Sheriff Bradshaw and our partners at the local, state, and federal levels. I'm here because our prosecutors are currently working up warrants and a motion for pretrial detention for the suspect. In that way, he will be kept in custody. But our filing of these warrants and charges at the state level does not preclude federal charges that could be coming. But in the meantime, it looks like the warrants and the pretrial detention motion will happen first. And again, I want to thank the cooperation we've had with our federal partners and at the local level. And thank you all for being here today.
Okay, we're going to make these pictures available to you. It'll show you a picture of the backpack and the rifle. And there's also a GoPro on the fence there where he was intent on filming what was going on. Even though we're going to have to secure a couple areas around the golf course here, the public doesn't need to panic. We know that we got a post office, a library, and a school down the street. So we'll make it convenient for you to get to all the places you need to go, get your kids to school, get them over here to the post office or wherever else you need to go. It's safe. There's no more danger here, and we'll make it very convenient for you.
Everything is A-OK in Mayberry today.
So having said that, we're going to take a very limited amount of questions, and you can direct
If you watch Andy Griffith and you know Floyd, you know.
them to who you want to answer the question.
Sure, did this individual make any statements as he was being detained?
No statement right now as far as his involvement in the incident, and there's further investigation to be completed.
What was his demeanor?
Yeah, I'm not sure if maybe the Secret Service gentleman can answer. I misunderstood, or I couldn't quite understand. So there was a rifle. So one of your agents saw on the golf course saw a rifle pointing to a fence. Was it a chain link? Okay, so he saw that, the agent.
That is correct. Yes.
And the president or the former president was on the course behind him. How close?
It was 1 or 2 holes behind.
Understood.
That because the bubble moves through the golf course, so our agents would get there first, clear it. He noticed that the rifle was pointed out. Our agents engaged. We are not sure right now if the individual was able to take a shot at our agents, but for sure our agents were able to engage with the subject. I don't know that.
Doesn't appear so.
Is there a moment?
Yep. Al.
How far away was the president? How far away was Donald Trump when this gentleman was caught and stopped?
They said, how far away was Trump when the gunman was caught?
Probably between 300 and 500 yards. But with a rifle and a scope like that, that's not a long distance.
Well, that's not good.
For the Secret Service, how far was your agent from the would-be assailant?
That I'm not sure right now. We're still looking into that.
Reports of that 4 rounds of ammunition were fired. Were all 4 of those from your agent?
That is correct. 4 to 6. We're not sure yet.
Was there a long distance? Explaining why?
Yes.
Thank you.
And
Yes, ma'am.
on WPO 25, I was wondering what how this was able to happen, and for future reference, is there any up security in the golf course?
I didn't hear all of that. Say
Yeah,
that
the audio is terrible. He can't even hear her. She said something about how was this able to happen and how are you going to make sure it doesn't happen again.
one more time and talk up a little bit.
So how was this able to happen, and for future reference, is there any up security in the golf course?
Well, you got to understand the golf course is surrounded by shrubbery. So when somebody gets into the shrubbery, they're pretty much out of sight. All right. And at this level that he is at right now, he's not the city president. If he was, we would have had this entire golf course surrounded. But because he's not, the security is limited to the areas that the Secret Service deems possible. So I would imagine that the next time he comes to the
Man, I thought this was the video where they explicitly said they saw the barrel sticking through the chain link fence, which is what I wanted to like clown on and kind of cut up about.
golf course, there'll probably be a little more people around the perimeter. But the Secret Service did exactly what they should have done. They provided exactly what the protection should have been, and their agent did a fantastic job.
Which direction was the shrubbery where he was? North, south? I guess east, west, or south of the road?
It's hard, the layout of the golf course, you've got 3 holes, 5, 6, and 7. All right? One of them runs parallel to Summit Boulevard. One of them runs parallel to Congress. And he was in an area in the shrubbery where he could see both holes. So the president was another hole back, which means he's about between 400 and 500 yards away.
So he was on the golf course?
Oh, he's on the golf course, yeah, but he's back a ways.
For the Secret Service, have you guys changed at all the way that you guys are protecting former President?
All right, I'm done with this video.
President Donald Trump moving forward on the campaign trail this week.
This video is from the next day, so I guess Monday, the day after the attempt.
After what the FBI says appeared to be a second assassination attempt. The suspect, who has had previous encounters with law enforcement, was in federal court for initial appearance this morning. Christian Benavides has the latest from West Palm Beach.
58-year-old Ryan Wesley Ruth appeared in a Florida courtroom this morning on 2 charges related to firearm possession. He was arrested 50 miles away from former President Donald Trump's West Palm Beach golf course Sunday after the Secret Service spotted the muzzle of an AK-47 peeking out through the shrubbery and pointed at the former president.
The Secret Service did exactly what they should have done.
Authorities say the incident took place near the 5th and 6th holes, with Trump just 300 to 500 yards away. The agent fired off 4 to 6 rounds, and the suspect then took off in a car. Officials say he left behind a rifle, a scope, and 2 backpacks.
The threat level is high. We live in danger times.
Former Deputy Director of the U.S. Secret Service and CBS News consultant A.T. Smith.
This area where the individual was is sometimes used by the press to try to get a shot or a photograph of the former president when he's playing.
Officials say the level of security was consistent with that of a former, not sitting president. CBS News has confirmed that the former president is meeting with the acting director of the Secret Service today.
The service needs more help.
Leaving the White House this morning, President Biden also said he did not yet have a full report on the incident. The FBI is
I don't know. I feel like I guess this was a lot more funny the first time I saw it, or maybe there was a different video. Although I thought it was either the one before this or this one, where they said they saw him sticking the barrel of the gun through the chain link fence out of the bushes. And for some reason, when I heard that the first time, it just really like made me laugh. And I was like, this is like some Barney Fife type motherfucking shit. Like what kind of like just amateur type shit do you have to be for you to be sticking the gun through the fence when they stroll up on the scene? Obviously, they're going to be like looking around and see your dumbass. It just sounds like some Mickey Mouse type shit.
Investigating, and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says his office is also looking into what happened.
We also believe that there's
don't care. All right, here's Biden reacting to this assassination attempt. before I go any further, I kind of just want to present my little question and my, not really theory, but kind of my line of thinking on this. You know, I'm sure if you're a viewer of the channel or you know me personally, you know I don't really subscribe to either side. Not a voter, not a supporter of, you know, as I just said, either side. But I can see that they are trying to get people to believe that someone is after Trump, because there have not been any assassination attempts from 2016, the time when Trump entered his political career, until 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and then within the past 2 or 3 months, there's been 2 assassination attempts. So that tells me there's a pattern of some sort, and it makes it seem like someone wants him killed, or at least that's what they want us to think. So we got to be very careful of like the agendas they try to put in our head, and just ask yourself if all this passed the smell test, if it really stands the reason that these guys would have that good of a chance to get close to Trump, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And if nothing else, why are these 2 attempts so close together when no one's tried to kill Trump the past 8 years, when there's been other crazy times when tension was high with Black Lives Matter, with, what was that other, it started with an N, and it was like a extreme left, like pretty crazy group, NAFTA or something like that Trump was always bitching about. It's like there's been times where tensions were high with radical left people and no one tried to assassinate Trump, but now they have. So it makes it seem like they want you to believe that there's something going on. And it's also right after, also again, to anyone that's like in the political garbage and in that world and paying attention, they want it to be obvious that the Democrats are using the lower level courts to try to persecute Trump. They want it to be obvious that that's what's going on if you're paying attention. So it looks like the people on the left are using the courts injustice to go after Trump. And then there's 2 assassination attempts, and almost like they want you to believe that the left is like dead set against this guy, and that they're pushing more of the like he's anti-establishment more than ever. I just think we have to be careful of buying into that and believing that just because he's not on their side, seemingly, that he is good. Because I would argue he's just another side to like the evil coin, and not really a good opposing the evil of the left. But anyway, I know I said a lot, but think about whether, like, if you're paying attention at all, you're gonna think that they're trying to kill him or get him out of the race. Or if you take a deeper look, you're gonna think, okay, that's what they want me to think. Now what's really going on? But if you're not thinking either of those things, I don't know what you're thinking.
And the attempted assassination,
probably thinking about like this man.
Against our former president, and the attempted assassination against our former president in Florida yesterday. I commend the Secret Service for the expert handling of the situation, and the former president is protected from harm, and the subject is in custody. An acting head of the Secret Service is in Florida today assessing what happened and determining whether any further adjustments need to be made to ensure the safety of our former president. Let me just say, there is no, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, those of you who know me, many of you do, no place in political violence for political violence in America. None. Zero. Never. I've always condemned political violence. I always will in America. In America, we resolve our differences peacefully at the ballot box, not at the end of a gun. America suffered too many times the tragedy of an assassin's bullet.
All right. Blah, blah.
Okay? That's what I said.
This is just a little side note that doesn't really relate to the Trump thing, but it's just Biden kind of like just strutting his stuff and feeling the last little bit of presidential power he has before he goes.
Quiet till I speak, okay?
Woo-hoo!
That's what I say. Good idea?
Quiet till I speak, okay? Good idea? Okay. He almost thinks he's the dog from motherfucking Aristocats. I'm the leader. I'm the one that'll say when we go. Here we go. Let's hit it one more time from the top.
Quiet till I speak, okay?
Quiet till I speak, okay?
Good
That's
idea?
what I say. Good idea?
Could you pick up an agility ladder for my daughter?
I got you.
Fucking clown, bro.
Speak, okay? Quiet till I speak, okay? That's what I say. Good idea?
Woo! Look at this guy next to him. He just like.
What do you say to Vladimir Putin's threat of war, sir? It's a serious threat.
You got to be quiet. I'm going to make a statement here, okay? All right, anyway.
Look at this lady. She's digging it.
Mr. Prime Minister, welcome. Welcome back to the White House. Often said, there's no issue of global consequence for the United States.
Be quiet. I'm done. Oh, man. That was good. Anyway, New York Post 6 days ago. Biden scolds reporter asking about Putin's threat of war with U.S. Be quiet. Y'all want to look up that video. Okay, I have quite a bit to pick apart from this video, or just kind of review and give commentary on. This is from September 19th, which is 2 days ago. I think this morning it had like, actually I wasn't paying attention to the views on this, but it has 1 million now. So let me go into my notes. There's some decent stuff all throughout, but I'm gonna kind of hit a few points so I don't have to watch the whole thing with y'all here. Y'all can go check it out if you want. Again, it's a full interview, President Donald J. Trump on Gutfeld, and this is on Trump's channel.
Be violent.
Yes.
But I put.
Well,
we had tremendous characters. America Great Again is such a great. We'll get it back. Don't worry about it. But you know, I really felt I wanted to.
Well, let me skip ahead. My bad.
Not there's other mansions to certain individuals in Mexico.
And by the way, these are really rich people. These are the cartel people. These are really rich. Look, we can play games, and we can be nice, and we can be smart. You're never going to, I set up blue ribbon committees. Friends of mine, oh, could I get on a committee? They didn't know the first thing about it. They don't know about El Chapo. They don't know about, these are very smart, hardened people. And, you know, I'm setting up a blue ribbon committee with socialites from New York and California. It's ridiculous. And they don't even want to talk about it. They talk about it for 2 minutes, then they start talking about society. The only way you're going to stop this is the death penalty for drug dealers. I don't know if this country is ready for it, but if you think about it, each drug dealer on average...
What do y'all think about the death penalty for drug dealers?
...kills 500 people, on average. He or she, drug dealer, kills 5. I know so many families who have lost a son or a daughter, or parents even, to fentanyl. And I had a deal worked out with China, with President Xi directly, that he was going to give. You know, China has the death penalty. I said to him, do you have a drug problem? When I first met him, he looked at me like, what a stupid question.
Exactly.
He said, no drug problem. I said, well, what do you do? Death penalty, immediate death penalty. And I said, that sounds... He said, without it, I talked to him a lot about it. He said, without it, you know, China was a drug-loaded country years ago. Other countries, much smaller, would take it over because they were all
wasted,
drugged out with the opium and the poppy, and they had a big problem. But they execute drug dealers. They have absolutely no drug problem. Singapore has no drug problem. And
look at him with his fake-ass fucking shoulder pads here again. Look at that. What kind of man do you know that wears shoulder pads?
It's not nice to talk about, but it's the only way you're going to solve the problem. You're never going to have... Now, we got it down to great numbers, the lowest numbers, but the wall helped. A lot of things helped. But in terms of getting a drug-free country, you can't have that unless you have the death penalty for the dealers.
All right, we got to...
Are y'all down for the death penalty for drug dealers? Y'all get in the comments and let me know what y'all think about that.
It as a maybe on Love Island.
All right. Up next, media tools.
Shut the fuck up, Garfield.
Nonsense.
Oh, wait, let's go back.
Hello to all my divine nine brothers and sisters. And my soror.
It was school photo day. You remember what that's
One
like?
more time.
It really ought.
Man, she tried her hardest.
Some more nonsense. Roll it.
Hello to all my divine nine brothers and sisters. And my soror.
It was school photo day.
She's an idiot.
You remember what that's like? You really ought to understand at a very deep level how much your words have meaning.
A future where we can see what is possible, unburdened by what has been. We can see what is possible, unburdened by what has been.
Unburdened by what has been.
Well, do you... There's an objective crowd. All right. It's hard to kind of figure out.
She's just like, what can be unburdened by what has been. You don't want what you can be, aka the president, and someone that's like, what about all the things you have done? You don't want none of that to come back against you. That's, I guess, what I was getting around to. It's like all the pants your lips have undone, Kamala. Come on now.
What she's saying. Why doesn't anybody ever ask an follow-up question? Like, what do you mean?
Well, that should.
All right. Let's go to.
Have happened in the debate.
Yeah.
Talking about all.
Scott, and you seem like you do.
I do. So, Mr. President, my question is about voting bloc strategy. And it's that we know there are 90 million evangelicals in this country, 40 million of whom don't vote, and 15 million of whom aren't even registered to vote. So what's our plan to harness those votes for you in November?
It's such an incredible statement question because they're great people. They're 95% for me, but they don't vote, meaning they don't vote.
Are people that believe in God 95% for Trump?
Proportionally. If they would.
What do y'all think?
Vote. Nobody could beat you. And I have total support from evangelical Christians and from other groups. I'll tell you another group that doesn't vote. Gun owners. They don't vote. The NRA endorsed me totally every time, but they endorse me totally. But you look at the number of people, I don't know what it is. They're rebellious or something. I don't know what it is.
They don't 100% support you. Is that what it could be?
But evangelicals, if they voted, there wouldn't even be an election. You could cancel it. If the gun owners voted, I mean, the gun owners are just a massive proportion. If they voted, but they vote like at 16% or something.
Maybe the hardcore conservative evangelicals, aka people that believe in God, and gun owners, and people that still believe in hardcore conservative, good moral values, don't really support you. What a thought! What a surprise! Anyway, let's move on to the next clip.
If the people, because they want to take your guns away, she wants to come.
Remember this, if Trump ever makes a move to take the guns away, which he very well could, he's going to talk right here about putting that on Kamala, like she's the only one who would ever do that, and she's the only one who flips and flops. So he's going to act like, oh, she's the one that will take away the guns, and she's the one that flips and flops. But remember that, if he gets in and he flips and flops, specifically on this gun issue, we have this clip right here to fucking say, oh, you try to, not only did you not say anything about that, you vilified her for that. So it'll almost be like you're a hypocrite, basically, if you go forward and do that within the next 6 months to a year. So here it is, right? And I've heard hunches of people saying that they could see him maybe doing that. Maybe not, but maybe, because he's had the assassination attempts against him, and no one would ever expect him to be the one to do it. So maybe he might, it'd be unexpected. So this is just more fire against him, though, if he ever does.
Confiscate your guns. He wants to take proportion. If they voted, but they vote like at 16% or something. If the people, because they want to take your guns away, she wants to confiscate your guns. She wants to take them away. And, she's now trying to get out of it. So she had policies that she's now changed 14 policies about fracking. She was totally against for 15 years fracking. Now, all of a sudden, a short while ago, she came out in favor of fracking. Same thing with guns. She said, no, I don't want to take your guns. I don't want to. For 20 years, she's wanted to take your guns. All of a sudden, a short while ago, she said, no, I don't want to. One thing about a politician, they always revert back to where they were at the beginning, because that's what their natural inclination is. Her father is a Marxist.
So y'all remember this, if he flip-flops or gets in there and does some shit I don't like. That's what politicians always do. Aren't you a politician now? You're worse than that. You're a liar, you're a grifter, you're a schemer. All these other things that a lot of politicians are, even though you're not necessarily a politician, you've always had those greasy, grimy things in common with them. That's what a lot of people that see the truth are trying to get Trump supporters to see. Okay, they're like, he's not a lifetime politician. No, but a lot of the other things that politicians are throughout their lifetime, which is always have been liars, schemers, trying to climb to the top of the ladder by any means necessary, even if it's not moral. He shares all those things lifetime in common with him. Just because he doesn't have the politician title for his lifetime, he has those other grimy things lifetime like them. Anyway, I think that's it for the Trump thing. Y'all just let me know what y'all think about the assassination thing. Y'all think it's just two random crazy people? Some people think the people that are, well, some people say the people that are the assassins are crazy left people. I've heard some people on the left say they're crazy right people. What do y'all think? Do y'all think they're crazy MAGAs, crazy leftists? Do y'all think there's a conspiracy to kill Trump? Do y'all think they just want us to believe all that and they're selling us like a story? What do you think about the Trump assassinations? Do you think it's just a big nothing? Do you think he's going to get assassinated? Like there's going to be another attempt? You know, what do you think about it all? People seem to be like kind of reluctant to take a hard line stance, which I get. I tend to think that they want us to think that the left is trying to take him out so that everyone thinks that he's the hero to save the system, which I think is bullshit. That's my 2 cents on it. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. All right, now we're gonna move on out of politics, at least I guess for the rest of the episode maybe, and we're gonna talk about when Shannon Sharpe leaked him having intercourse with some woman. He went live on Instagram essentially without trying to for I think about 10-15 seconds maybe. I haven't seen the video. And it was claimed that he was like it was on accident, and give me that notification. Yeah, he just claimed that he went on Instagram live on accident while he was having sex, and so it was like a sex tape leak, I guess. And anyway, I'm gonna let Sauce and Adam, that's the same damn dude. That guy works for Pat. Anyway, they're like kind of a right-wing YouTube channel, and they kind of cover stories, but I'm gonna let them give a little breakdown, and then just so y'all are up to date on it, they give details maybe I might have missed, and then I'll kind of give my take on it, and we'll kind of go from there.
This kind of stuff happens to all of us. How many?
Introducing Zaxby's new chicken finger tacos.
I mean, this kind of stuff happens to all of us. How many of you, like, be honest, how many of you are having a good time with your girl or your wife or your boyfriend, your husband, and you know sometimes your butt or your hand or your elbow hits the live button? I mean, we've all done it before.
On Instagram?
Very normal thing.
All the time.
On Instagram, because if we actually go on Instagram and you use the app, first, here's what needs to happen. Your phone first has to be unlocked.
Number one.
Okay, Mr. Club Shay Shay. First put guys, if your kids are watching, I'm just telling you right now, you may want to give them a break and earmuffs for the next, I'll give you 5 seconds.
Go ahead.
What I'm about to play is Shannon Sharpe's Instagram Live. It's sitting on the bed and it's on the looking at the ceiling, but on the background there's background noise. It's kind of like the one from the movie Rain Man when Raymond realizes his brother is getting it on in the other room.
Raymond,
and it says, Is Raymond here? Yes.
Or Charlie Babbitt. Charlie Babbitt.
Sally Field in Forrest Gump.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we've given enough of a warning. Go ahead and play this. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay,
you can pause. That's enough. You get the idea. All right, so now, by the way,
and that's all we need.
Rob, do me a favor. Play. Is this him in Ocho Cinco?
So this is where Shannon Sharpe addresses that the recording was put out.
Okay, go ahead. How long is this one here?
So we have a bunch of short clips. This one's 2 minutes. So
I hear most of them are 2 minutes. Is what I'm hearing.
Because he initially said he was hacked.
Go ahead, Rob.
By the way, the recording was only 2 minutes because that's how long.
Go ahead, Rob.
Event that happened today.
Look at this.
Obviously, I'm embarrassed. Someone that is extremely, extremely private, and to have.
He's so embarrassed, and this is so private, yet I've heard that he put out merch behind this. And coincidentally, this is right before the Diddy stuff heats back up and Diddy got arrested. Pay attention. I have more on that a little later.
One of your most intimate details, the audio heard for the entire world to hear. I'm embarrassed for a number of reasons. People count on Shannon.
Rob, go to Ocho Cinco. I mean, I get what he's doing. And just
he also says he's embarrassed about it, but later on, I think like another day or two after this, they have a fucking little like roast on that Nightcap podcast to just get more clout, get more people involved, get more buzz behind it, get more laughs. It's like you really, was it an accident? Were you embarrassed about it, or did you want it to like bolster this just kind of maybe shut down the rumors of him being gay? Because there's been rumors of like him being gay with certain outfits that he's wore over the years, past like 3-4 years, him being real close with his stylist named Hollywood or whatever the fuck, and just some other things. So maybe this was to kind of shut down some of those gay rumors. And it's kind of funny that like nobody's really talking about this. I'm doing this video a little late and talking about this a little late, but no one's really talking about Shannon Sharpe sex thing anymore. It's almost like we all just accepted that he's straight and that he did that on accident, and then now it's over, we're on to the Diddy thing. So it's like we accepted it, now we're on to something else. It's like, what if, you know, it gets into conspiracy mind and you got to look at evidence and blah blah blah, but it's like, what if he did that to dispel the gay rumors and kind of make it seem like, yeah, I'm straight, of course, look at this, like, but he didn't have to say that. It just like, obviously everyone's looking at it. So there's some more evidence behind that and stuff I could probably look up and look into, but if you care to, look into that yourself. And not everything is always what it seems. And Shannon himself, and also I think a video of Stephen A that I'm going to react to after this, they try to put out this thing of like, I'm a private person, I don't be on social media like that. And Stephen A is even going to say he doesn't know how to work social media, which is bullshit. So they're basically playing up the angle of like, this was an accident. And as these guys on this podcast are going to say, the Valuetainment PBD podcast, it's almost impossible for you to go on Instagram Live on accident, especially if you're fucking and your phone is on the bed next to you. How the fuck do you touch it 3 or 4 different times to go on Instagram Live without you knowing? That's bullshit. Especially in 2024, with anyone that's had Instagram for multiple years knows what the fuck's up, knows what's going on. Someone on the Stephen A. Smith podcast clip that we're going to react to even said Stephen A. wasn't this easy on Ja when he was on Instagram Live, which that's a little bit different, but it's just like, in 2024, you got to know what the fuck you're working with. You're a media professional. You've been in the media for years. You ain't new to this. But, you know, you do have the gay rumors as of late. And, you know, now this P. Diddy stuff is coming around. And you probably don't want to be tied up in any of that in any kind of way. But if the gay rumors were steady or spiking at this moment, they might throw your name around it. But no one's even thinking about throwing Shannon's name in with the Diddy stuff right now because of this sex tape that just happened. So I'm not saying they ultimately just super go together, but I'm just saying maybe they do a little bit. And would we be thinking of Shannon as gay if it weren't for this? Like, let's try to, like, I don't know. If there was other evidence to the contrary, I know that's like a whole flipperoo, but that's like the point of it. Maybe there's evidence that we're not privy to or that's been kept from us, and then we're like fed this false evidence to give us a false narrative. So who knows? But that's kind of a conspiracy theory that's been touted, and the reason people are starting to maybe look that way is because, like, who goes on Instagram Live like by accident? That just really doesn't happen. So everyone just kind of raising a brow at this.
I want to see what
the phone call. You try to make light of it. Nobody was harmed in the making of this audio,
except for the girl.
No animals were harmed.
Oh, no, except
yeah, exactly. He's about to say, except for.
You know, she might have had to put a little ice pack down there, but she good otherwise.
Geez, he's going for it.
You know, you play a hard game, you ice. Basketball players ice their knees, they ice their ankles, their elbows and stuff like that. Up and down football players.
What does he say?
Okay.
What does he say?
Hey, she might be in the Epsom salt right now. Hey,
you know.
She in the Epsom salt right now watching the show. Hey, Michelle. All right. Heal up, sweetie. Heal up.
Hey, he put her name out there.
At least it's not.
Yes, here's another one. This is
unbelievable. Because I said you on Rob where he says Cat Williams calls.
I don't know. Does that sound like a straight man to you?
Heal up, sweetie. Hey, she might be in the Epsom salt right now. Hey, she in the Epsom salt right now watching the show. Hey, Michelle. All right. Heal up, sweetie. Heal up.
Hey, he put her name out.
That's exactly how I laugh after I just got some naughty pussy on the side.
At least it's not.
Yes, here's another one. This is
unbelievable. Because I said you on Rob where he says Cat Williams calls him.
I was upset, but then I also remembered that you're not very good or you're not very technically savvy with phones and computer.
How could he be? Not. That's bullshit, bro.
And all that stuff. So I gave you a little great.
And I was just gonna say, this could all be it seems like an act. It's like, bro, that doesn't seem like a genuine laugh. You're media trained. You've been on TV for like at least 4 years, if not more, because he was on TV before Undisputed. So he's media trained. You think he don't know how to work a cell phone? Shannon Sharpe, who claims to be smart this, smart that, all these great debate points he had with Skip, and he did have good debate, back and forth, good points, keeping the points together, eloquent, know how to talk and construct sentences, use big words, good arguments, back and forth, prove good, not only good, well constructed arguments at the right time, good points in those arguments, all the thing you need to debate well. That's not what dummies do. I'm having a bad time describing it because I'm a dummy, but like he was no dummy to sit there and debate with Skip. I'm starting to sound like Skip. He was no dummy to sit there week after week and debate with Skip and have to know all these stats, all this knowledge, put in the work. Like he's no dummy. You think he doesn't know how to work a cell phone and Instagram Live? Come on now.
But I was still.
And to be a wide receiver, excuse me, and a tight end and memorize those plays. I've heard you can't be any dummy and memorize football plays. Like those are fucking hard. So I'm not buying that Shannon Sharpe doesn't know how to operate Instagram Live or technology. I'm not buying it.
A little upset. I was a little hurt. But the fact that it was a machine.
And he fucking live streams every goddamn night with you. You think he doesn't know how to fucking do technology?
Yeah, well, not a Michael. That's my dog.
Or if he doesn't, then as Stephen A is going to claim, he has a team with him at all times that handles all the technology, which means this nightcap, which seems like two just retired NFL players just getting together and shooting the shit, like as if I and someone else was on the other end of the camera just doing it solo, is bullshit. They have a whole, either it's true that they're doing this on their own, and he knows how to work technology, and this is a more or less organic show, which is what they're selling to you. This is just the nightcap, just two former NFL buds just shooting the shit and just lighthearted, just light nightcap. Or is it that this is like basically a professional, which I don't think people really care, but for the sake of this argument, is this a professional show where you have a whole team that's helping you set up the mic, set up the camera, set up the lighting, give you points to talk about, running the program on the computer, all this stuff, and you have a whole team doing all that, which that means this is not an organic show. This is just like network television, which I think is part of the appeal, which if it's produced like network television, but it comes off like it's just an organic show in the back room, people don't care. They want the result of like what it feels like. So kudos to you. But for the sake of this argument, if this is a production type network show behind the scenes, that's disingenuous. And I don't know. I guess that's fine, but like, I don't think people think that. So, and eventually it'll probably show. It'll start to show after a while that like this is production. But like, I don't even know if I believe that. So it's like, it's one or the other though. Like either this is a high quality network production show where he has all these people helping him behind the scenes, like Stephen A is gonna say, or he's doing this all on his own. And he knows how to fucking work technology, which is, I lean more towards that a little bit. Like he might have one or two people helping him, but like, I find it like incredibly unrealistic that Shannon Sharpe does not know how to use his phone and Instagram and basic other apps.
It's never been.
But he does seem like an actor, so. But that doesn't mean he doesn't know how to use his technology.
That's my dog.
By the way,
is this Cat Williams?
This is him talking about the phone call he received from Cat
Williams. Go ahead.
2 minutes, 5 minutes.
I don't even know what to believe anymore, honestly. You can fucking believe any side of any argument. What I do know is that Shannon Sharpe was looking super sus as far as like his clothing during the Cat Williams interview. Like, I went back to like just look at a clip of that the other day real quick, and I caught myself asking myself, like, would I ever wear something like he was wearing in that interview? And I guess the more comfortable you are with your masculinity, the more comfortable you are to wear certain things. And like, I find myself maybe wearing things that other people are not comfortable wearing, and I even see people wearing things that are maybe still not masculine that I wouldn't be comfortable wearing. So I guess like being comfortable with your masculinity, but I feel like a skin tight, like it basically looked like something I would want my woman wearing to bed or like before bed. It was like pretty skin tight, but like a super soft like fabric. And I was just like, this is not exactly what, I'm sure it's comfortable, but I'm sure there are other things that would be just as comfortable It's just I don't think a full body, skin tight. I've kind of fallen short for the name of the fabric that it was, but it was like a real soft type of I can't think of the name. Anyway, it was like a super soft fabric, like super soft and like super tight. And I was just like, I don't know if that's like something I would be wearing as a man. But anyway,
minutes before I came on, phone rings. It's Cat Williams. What's up? The first thing I did was
the thing about Cat Williams is too, everyone was praising him for revealing all this stuff, but it's like you had to be in these rooms and be around creepy people to know about other creepy secrets. And, you know, I just wonder about his motivations for that. Like either, like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like he has positive intentions for revealing this stuff. That's all I'll say.
guess what he said, Ocho?
Oh, wow.
All right, I guess I'm done with this this video. Let's listen to Stephen A's perspective on this Shannon Sharpe thing.
Your business made limitless. With
Sorry for the ads, people. All right. I'm Stephen A.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, coming at you as I love to do over the digital airways of YouTube and, of course, iHeartRadio. As always, before I get into anything else, let me take a moment to thank my subscribers, my followers. We've now eclipsed 785,000. Can't thank y'all enough for the love and support. Of course, on iHeartRadio, we've eclipsed more than 2.5 million downloads over the last couple of months. I'm going to keep on coming. Got a lot of stuff to get into today. Donald Trump is backing out of debating Kamala Harris ever again, it appears. I'll talk about that. The one and only Edgar Berlanga. I'm going to look forward to talking knockout artist in his own backseat today to Mr. Shannon Sharpe.
Here we go.
Mr. Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe, that's where I'm going to start today because he was trending all over the damn place this week for a pretty interesting reason. Now, I was minding my own business when my phone started blowing up. And I was getting texts all over the place, text messages all over the place. Everybody calling. Oh, you see what's happening? You see what's happening? I didn't know what the hell was going on about Shannon Sharpe until I saw what I saw. And shall I say, a certain video of him doing some things, okay? Let me just say he may want to change the name of his show from Club Shay Shay to Club Sunhouse. I don't know where to go with this. Here's the deal. Because obviously, I've spoken to him. He is my colleague on First Take, somebody that I brought over to the show last year, who's done a phenomenal job since he's arrived. And I'm incredibly appreciative of not just the partnership that we've developed, but the friendship as well. And he called me about what happened, let me know what was transpiring, and was letting me know that he was going to let the world know what transpired as well. Shannon Sharpe was having sex. That's what he was doing, okay? He's getting it in. It's just that it wasn't for everybody to know. And evidently, you know, he was on Instagram Live and didn't know, and as a result, although no video was seen, thank the good Lord, we heard quite a bit. And so initially he thought his stuff was hacked, and then obviously he came out and told what transpired. And that was that. And from that point forward, you've had people speculating as to whether or not he was going to get fired. Was he going to get suspended?
Conspiracy time. Was he hacked to go live? I don't know how they would know at that moment. Maybe someone was monitoring his phone. They had already hacked him and was monitoring it, and they kept checking in, and they're like, oh, he's fucking right now. I'll just go live right now. That's one conspiracy that I just now thought of. Conspiracy number 2, which I think I heard someone else, maybe, I think it might have been on the valuetainment thing that I was watching before that I cut out a little early of. But I heard someone mention maybe the girl went live to like expose him or like get clout or like just kind of be mischievous and like cause trouble, you know? So those are just two like conspiracy theories that I just kind of would like to throw out there, float out there, and it seems really unlikely that he just accidentally went on there though.
Etc. Etc.
Someone did it on fucking purpose. That's what I think.
Again, he works on First Take. I'm the executive producer for First Take. So if something was going to happen to him with regards to ESPN, I'd be one of the first to know.
Stephen A's on his big dog shit. That's what he said.
I was on the phone with the bosses yesterday, and you know, nothing's going to happen, to be honest with you, because nothing should happen. Let me be the first to say that Shannon Sharpe committed no crime. It wasn't some sex tape that he meant for everybody to hear. That's not how he rolls.
Are you sure?
I've gotten to know him personally. That's not who he is. That's not how he rolls. Okay? So let me get
He's going to contradict himself by saying he doesn't roll like that. He doesn't want to be on the spotlight. But then we know he was on Skip's show. Like I said, he was on TV before that. There was some kind of a football panel that used to be on like 30 minutes to an hour before games on NBC or one of these channels where he was part of a thing. So he was on TV then, which he didn't have to be. He was already paid from the NFL. He was on TV with Skip, and now he's on TV with you. So it's not like he wants to be. And then he has the nightcap, which is another thing where he publicizes and chooses to put his life out there and be in front of the people. So it's not like he wants to live a super private lifestyle. It's not like he's Tim Duncan, okay? So you can't say like he. And then Stephen A is also gonna say he has a group of like I was gonna say publicists, but more or less like just like a photographist, a media person. He has like people that are around him that are like media people. So to say that he wants to live a private lifestyle and not be in front of the camera is not true. So that takes a little credibility away from the whole kind of thing you're trying to build where saying Shannon doesn't want to really be in front of the public eye and wants to live a very private lifestyle. That's contrary to what we've seen.
That out the way first. And if something had happened where he was going to be in a world of trouble, I would have fought like hell to make sure nothing came of it, because again, there's no video and he was living his private life and it was a mistake. And if you know anything about Shannon, trust me and believe it was a mistake, because not only is he incredibly private, he's incredibly clueless when it comes to using social media.
I don't believe that.
He has a team that does that for him. That's not what.
So he has a team? So is it a whole team, like I was saying earlier, that does the nightcap, or does he do that on his own? Is that just two NFL vets getting together, or is that like a production show? Because, again, like I said, I don't think the viewers would care as much, but I think maybe they would, and it might start to drive viewers away after a while because I think it would start to shine through. So it's like, I can believe that he has a media team around him for the most part, but I don't think he has them all the time. I don't think he has them for the nightcap. I don't think he has them for every single Instagram post. I don't think he has them when he's on dates with women. Is he on Instagram then? Is he using Google Maps to get around and navigate then? Is he using PayPal or but like Cash App or Venmo or whatever kind of payment, Apple Pay? How is he getting around day to day, paying for things, using maps, all this stuff? Even when he's on dates and more private scenarios, when he goes on vacation to get away from it all, does he never know how to use his phone? That's just bullshit, bro.
What Shannon Sharpe does. Shannon Sharpe will tell you what he wants tweeted. He will tell you what he wants posted on IG. He will tell you what he wants on Facebook or something like that. But he damn sure ain't doing it himself. That's not what he does. He's not technologically astute in that way.
That's bullshit.
A lot of people aren't. He's one of those people.
That's bullshit.
Okay? I know his team. I know him personally. I've seen him all the time, because when he shows up the first...
I know you're a little fucking ESPN puppet that'll get the jabby jab and advocate for anything because you're fucking, as you said, you're a big dog there now. Just like you have got pull over them, they've got major pull over you. And while your biggest worry is influencing them to keep Shannon Sharpe, they've got way bigger things at play, buddy.
First take, they are with him.
Like when you shame Kyrie because he didn't want to get the jab and you fucking did because they're in your pockets and in your ass.
When he goes anywhere, they are with him. There's a cadre of people that show up with him. When he shows up to games and stuff like that, they are with him.
I've never seen that.
He ain't rolling by himself. They come with him. He's got a social media person. He's got a photographer. He's got all of that. He don't mind.
He's got all
people
that.
filming him and tweeting for him and constantly being a conspicuous presence on social media. He likes that stuff. He's not like me in that regard. We're both
I guess his social media person crept in there in the bedroom and hit live while he was fucking too.
very private.
Maybe he was fucking his social media person.
But I don't have a desire to have all of that around me. He loves it. Okay?
He loves it.
But they're professionals that handle his business.
He loves it.
But they ain't gonna be there when he getting down. He ain't gonna have him in the room when he getting down now.
Then why is your phone
He
on the
gonna do
bed?
that in private. Okay? And I assure you, I'm here. I'm telling
Bro,
you.
people that are that technologically inept, they would not have their phone anywhere around them when they're having sex. That's a terrible argument to make, bro.
Right now, I wasn't there, obviously. But based on the Shannon Sharpe that I know, I can promise you, when that brother says he didn't know he was on IG Live, he didn't know. Because
Well, somebody fucking knew.
very little he knows about social media. He knows what he says because he's instructed his team to post what he said. But in terms of technologically implementing something himself, no, that's not Shannon.
Here's another thing I want to bring up. Okay, so there's this audio that just got dismissed. How would they feel if there was audio, which there is, because I've heard it, but it didn't really blow up as much. There's audio of Shannon Sharpe booty banging out another man. How would that change the opinions of things and people and everything? Now, it could be AI, which is what I tend to think because it hasn't really blown up and no one's really talked about it. But just because it hasn't blown up, no one's talked about it, people might not want it to be true. Does that mean it's fake? That leads me to my next thing. If this Shannon Sharpe having sex with a man is audio, is AI, how could we be so sure that the Diddy and Meek Mill gay audio is not AI? How are we sure those things are not AI? So I have the Shannon Sharpe gay audio here. I'm not going to play it because it is fucking disturbing. I might put a link to it in the video so y'all check it out afterwards. Let's see if Stephen A has any more points that I want to dispute, and then we'll move on.
That's not Shannon. So make no mistake, he was telling the whole truth. But I want to get to a bigger portion of this.
Make no mistake, he was telling the whole truth. Like Shannon just can't tell a lie. He didn't seem that ashamed of it, or like he was that embarrassed, or like he doesn't want to live a life. Like he said, he wants to keep his life private, but yeah, he's making merch off of this. That doesn't seem like he wants to keep his life private.
Story that I wanted to say. The nerve of people out there that were trying to act like he did something wrong. 2 consenting adults were getting it in yesterday morning.
Do you want to see people fucking on Instagram and hear that? And do you want your people of like good, like people that we look to be as leaders and like moral, like he gives moral commentary on First Take, and he did on his show with Skip, like when he would criticize John Morant and others for doing things morally wrong, and that's fine. Like for us to have debates but if you're supposed to be a moral leader and the one that's grilling others, so to speak, you should be as morally clean as you can be. And for you to just be like, well, it is okay if it was a mistake, but I don't think it was a mistake. That's the thing. So for you to try to act like there's no way it could have been a mistake, there's no way he's not telling the truth, he doesn't like to be in front of the camera, but we see a lot of other things that contradict that he doesn't want to keep his life private. Him being on these TV shows, him having a podcast, and I feel like I had one other point that I just had a minute ago, but we see through all these things that he doesn't necessarily want to keep his life that private. You know, being on TV shows, being on the nightcap, and then also publicizing and like doing merch off of this and like talking about it more and more on the night, the nightcap or whatever the hell it's called. I'm saying it so much that I fucking nightcap. None of that makes it seem like he wants to be private or like tone it down or keep his life more private. It seems like he's want to exploit this situation that gave a window into his private life. It's like, if I want to keep my life private and then there's like a window that provides a glimpse into it, I'm going to try everything I can to like close that window and move past it. He's like keeping the window open and be like, look at the window, look. Oh yeah, I got merch about the window. It's like, what are you doing?
What's the problem? What's the problem? I couldn't believe when people were trying to act like, yo, it's like he did something wrong. They're trying to say it's sex tape. Nah, no, you didn't see it. If you didn't see it, you didn't see it. And accidents happen. He says he was embarrassed. I saw him on Nightcap last night with Ocho Cinco. He says he was embarrassed. I believe him because he don't want people in this business, number one. Number two, he don't want people trying to figure out who he was with and bothering that person.
He don't want people to figure out he's gay. That's what you mean.
That's true. Number three, Shannon Sharpe is a big-time family man in terms of Sterling Sharpe, his brother, former NFL wide receiver.
He don't have no kids.
Was the second best receiver in the world next to Jerry Rice when he was playing in Green Bay, having passes thrown to him by Brett Favre. If y'all don't know, do your damn homework. Sterling Sharpe was that dude. And obviously Shannon with his sister and his family unit, his daughters, stuff like that, he ain't trying to be all over the media for that. That is one thing to talk about stuff and be flirtatious and talk about what you gonna do like he's done on Nightcap and stuff like that when they brought up Megan Thee Stallion and other people, all that.
Why say all that if you want to keep your life private and you're not trying to be like, it's okay if you do that, but it's like, I guess that's just jokes.
Let's talk. But in terms of actually hearing and seeing him in action, nah, he ain't about that life. That's not
what would Stephen A have to say about the gay audio? I don't know.
It ain't just P. Diddy that's in trouble with all of this. Because he's in a world of trouble. He's in a world of trouble, but that's not what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about Hollywood being in a world of trouble. Charges Diddy with sex trafficking and racketeering.
Look at this.
The federal government has accused Diddy of directing a vast criminal enterprise that he used to assault and traffic women, male sex workers, and all of this other stuff.
All right, here's a little thing, picture of Jay-Z and Diddy hanging out. Said, according to recent reports, federal authorities are preparing to publicly reveal the identities of individuals who attended Diddy's infamous freak-off parties. The list of attendees reportedly includes prominent figures in the entertainment industry, such as Stevie Stout, sorry if I mispronounced some of these names, Russell Simmons, Eve, Aaron Hall, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Rick Ross, Stevie J, Dr. Dre, Usher, Meek Mill, Drake, LeBron James, The Game, Justin Bieber, Lil Rod, Cuba Gooding Jr., Young Miami, Daphne, Joy, Bishop T.D. Jakes, Chris Brown, and Jade Rami. So, yeah, I think that's what a lot of people are talking about right now, speculating if Diddy goes to court, blah, blah, blah. Are more people going to go down? That's why he's on suicide watch. People are thinking, are they going to try to take him out before more people get taken down? And who's all liable to possibly go down? This is another video. I really don't even want to watch the whole thing, but it's just a guy calling out Oprah and saying she's been around a lot of these sickos, weirdos. When is the fuck is she going to get called out? So that's a very valid point.
You be bringing these motherfuckers in here. You be bringing in these women and trafficking them. Nah, because when we going to investigate Oprah Winfrey motherfucking ass? Sean Combs, Harvey Weinstein, punk ass Russell Simmons, and Bill Cosby. I'm telling you, you be bringing these motherfuckers in here.
So, yeah. Oprah is definitely one I would not hate to see get the fuck up out of here. And then we have a video on Stephen A. talking about Diddy. So let's see what he has to say. Another ad. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the Trump assassination, especially within 2 months. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the Shannon Sharpe thing and him leaking this thing, especially right before Diddy. And then y'all let me know what y'all think about the whole Diddy thing, because he was arrested, I think sometime, I mean, at the beginning of the year, Cat Williams said all that shit. And then sometime after that, I believe he's arrested and then let go. And there was all this, you know, kind of the part one of what's going on now. And now, again, he's been arrested without bail. And he offered to put up $50,000. And they said, oh, no, my boy. You're staying your ass in there. So, very interesting. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Diddy. Who else is subject to be caught up? You know, there's some big names that have been in the Diddy parties throughout the years: LeBron, Jay-Z, and many, many others. So let's see what Stephen A has to say, and then we might end it out. Damn, it has the worst quality.
Let me get started. Let me get started right now, rather, because it's necessary. We're going to start with the news that shook up the entertainment industry this week: the arrest and detainment of music mogul Sean P. Diddy Combs. On Tuesday, the federal government, more specifically the Southern District of New York, unsealed a 14-page document charging Combs with racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. If convicted on any or all of the charges, P. Diddy could be spending the rest of his life in federal prison. He's currently locked up in the same federal jail that once housed R. Kelly during his trial. Combs appeared in court Tuesday and pleaded not guilty to all of the charges. However, the judge denied his bail, which means this week may very well be his last as a free man. Here's the bottom line. The story's not going away. I'm just reading some of the comments, y'all, and I just want y'all to know, I keep telling y'all the biggest story in all of this, my personal opinion, and this is just an opinion. I'm deducing points and facts here and there. Yes, he's a big enough name to go after with these charges that have been leveled against him. No doubt about it. Federal charges of racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion, transportation, and engage in prostitution, etc. Those are very serious charges. And he's a big enough name. He's worth over $400 million. He's a public figure, very high profile. Yes, that's a big enough name. I don't believe all of this is happening because it's just Sean P. Diddy Combs thereafter. I believe thereafter others as well. And just like I learned from the Mission Impossible, the first one, when those guys that were chasing Ethan Hunt, a.k.a. Tom Cruise, was saying, this is not complicated. You find somebody's soft spot and you squeeze. You squeeze Sean P. Diddy Combs, knowing he's a public figure, knowing the connections that he had, knowing that he wasn't in this alone, assuming they're right with the charges and allegations that they've leveled against him, to get others. You went after Jeffrey Epstein. You went after Harvey Weinstein. Who else are you after? You're trying to get everybody. And that's what I think this is about. And I'm just reading from some of these stories because I think it's important to point this out. When you highlight and you talk about some of the charges that have been leveled against him, and you see some of the stuff that's being said about him, look at this right here. Former Danity Kane singer Aubrey O'Day writes, I never thought I would see this day, she told TMZ. We all buried this inside of us in order to be able to keep going. And not just me, but victims you don't even know yet. We're all processing what that type of vindication can actually feel like now. Every conversation I've had with victims last night has been beyond moving on all levels. That was Aubrey O'Day. You know 50 Cent was going to make sure his voice was heard. Clowning P. Diddy. Taunting him, basically, because he's long taunted P. Diddy for years over the harrowing allegations against him. And what does he say here? This is yesterday, 50 Cent. Here I am, keeping good company with the Drew Barrymore TV show. And I don't have 1,000 bottles of lube at the house. 50 Cent was referencing the over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and personal lubricants for the freak-offs that the indictment revealed were allegedly found during the raid of Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami.
Hold up, y'all. What do y'all think about freak-offs? It's crazy ass shit.
Back in March. Of course, Foxy Brown had something to say. Shit's about to really get crazy. And obviously, the Breakfast Clubs, the one and only Charlamagne the God, because remember, their show was carried on Revolt TV. That was once owned by P. Diddy. And what did he post? He said, if Diddy gets racketeering and sex trafficking charges for freak-offs, there will definitely be others involved. And of course, the United States Attorney said, we're not done. This investigation is ongoing. They're going after more than P. Diddy. And by the way, one of the attorneys came out because they're disgusted by what's happening. Reading from an article here on Yahoo, the arrest of music mogul Sean P. Diddy Combs is not about the 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube discovered during the March raids on his Los Angeles and Miami properties. It's about allegations of coordinated and documented physical and sexual abuse. It's not about the slickly named freak-off parties. It's about alleged systemic coercion, threats and trafficking of multiple women over many, many years. It's not even about Diddy, or at least not just Diddy. It's about the hundreds of people who enabled him, the thousands who turned a blind eye, and a culture that once again allowed the brutal treatment of women and men to remain an open secret for years, as long as the perpetrator is rich, famous, and powerful enough. But let's stop with the lube jokes. That was what a column in the Los Angeles Times articulated. Everybody's in on it. This is not going away.
One reason to try Zaxby's new chicken finger tacos? We'll give you.
They're trying to find out all culprits involved. And it ain't just people who were employed under Bad Boy Entertainment or any more of Sean P. Diddy Combs' enterprises. They're trying to get everybody. You got music executives, according to the Daily Mail, you got music executives that have been put on notice to have contingency plans in case their names are implicated. This is not going away, ladies and gentlemen. This is not going away. And if you love yourself some Sean P. Diddy Combs and you find yourself very, very scared for him, consider yourself justified. There's some local police department that's coming after him. This is some officer coming after him. This is Homeland Security. These crimes are federal. These are RICO charges. You've had people who've been on the record saying they'd rather be charged with murder than having RICO charges leveled against them. That's how serious this is. And Sean P. Diddy Combs was willing to post $50 million bond. And with this economy, with inflation, with the government constantly looking to get their hands on our money, they said, keep your money. Nah, we ain't accepting it. Stay your ass in jail. This is not a joke. This is some serious, serious business. They ain't even just talking about his abuse. One of which was caught on video when he hit his ex-girlfriend or his then-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura.
They praying
this isn't even just about
the time again.
Woo!
Sun gonna shine again. That's right. Don't bust no U-turns, cause we ain't forgetting shit. And to all y'all that switch, suck my dick.
Let's go. And with this economy, with inflation, with the government constantly looking to get their hands on our money, they said, keep your money. Nah, we ain't accepting it. Stay your ass in jail. This is not a joke. This is some serious, serious business. They ain't even just talking about his abuse. One of which was caught on video when he hit his ex-girlfriend or his then-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. This isn't even just about continuous physical abuse spanning years in terms of the allegations and accusations that have been thrown out about him. They're calling this a criminal enterprise.
All right. I have a little bit of Star getting in on the action and talking about the whole Diddy thing. So I'm going to play a little bit from the very beginning. And then there's a nice little 10-minute conversation that he has with a dude about the whole thing. I'm going to stop and give commentary and just kind of react to that. And then we'll probably get up out of here. So y'all let me know what y'all think about all the topics of today's stream. We probably got about 10 or 15 more minutes. Y'all get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about today's topics. Again, like, comment, subscribe, share to people that you think would like the video, and give me topics that y'all would like to see me discuss in the future. And y'all get in the chat and give me y'all's opinions on things that you agree with me with, don't, and that'll lead to further discussion and only better the show, I feel. So y'all get in the chat. But anyway, let me pull up the timestamp for this video real quick and we'll get into it. Let's see.
In my opinion, let's just cut to the bullshit. Tonight, not Need simping 2000.
It's fucking hilarious to see Fat Joe getting turned out. Pause. I just think he's a fake phony. That's why. As I'm sure Star does. So remember, like a year ago, 6 months to a year ago, he said 90% of his lyrics were lies. He's a fool. Why would I
call it? I don't pigeonhole you to be free. Edition. Yeah.
I always reference it. This is Star and his right hand man, Gene Richmond, aka Number 9, who always just wiles out and says the stupidest shit and kind of just goes right with the beginning. I thought I played it, but I want to go back to the part where he said something about why he thinks 50 Cent is always talking about P. Diddy.
I don't really want to focus on the according to the thread. Like that whore, he can't stop.
He's a woman scorned.
Trolling, trying to kick the man's back in. Orlando Brown and 50 Cent. I just had to put that out there before we get started, right?
Okay, that's the part I wanted to see from the beginning. Now I want to go to the end. There might have been other good parts, but I just kind of, when the stream was live, I watched the beginning with the very beginning that I just showed y'all, and then the part with Number 9 that's also kind of in the beginning. And then I didn't kind of watch the rest of it, but then when I was kind of going over it this morning, I kind of jumped toward the end, and there seemed to be a really good conversation between Star and this other gentleman. So I'm going to play a little bit of this, give my commentary, and then we'll probably get out of here. Not this guy.
Obviously.
Right here.
And I think that's pretty much how this whole deal, levels of power actually controlling the matrix. And like,
as she was doing bumps of bitch, but she's pushing.
I don't think like. I think she's half.
I thought it was 229. I'm tripping. Maybe it was 239.
Yeah. Well, thank you, bitch. Free Diddy. Oh.
Old this guy.
Fee. Gotcha.
Yeah, he let everybody know he knew Diddy. Way, back before all this though.
Brought back his masters for $10 million. So that tells you Jay-Z's fighting for Dame over his masters to a reason. Oh no, not these days, man. Not these days. I really I when I first started going to Cali, going to the house.
Hang on. Sir, I'm acting my.
So what?
He said good night. Hang up, bitch boy. Bitch boy.
What? I don't know. I couldn't find the good conversation I wanted to. Damn, he was breaking that dude off though. All right, y'all let me know what y'all thought about the topics. Again, the 2 Trump assassinations. Y'all let me know what y'all think about y'all's view, my views on that, what y'all's opinions on it are, the election in general. Let me know how y'all like that fucking Kamala laugh. That was one for the books. And then y'all let me know what y'all think about the Shannon scandal thing. Could you accidentally go on Instagram, Facebook Live, anything like that? Would that ever happen to you? Do you think that's reasonable, especially with him being media trained throughout all these years? Even if he has a crew, how do you think that all plays into it? Y'all let me know. And then y'all let me know what y'all think about the Diddy thing. Who else do you think is going to go down to? Do you think he's actually going to go to court and it's going to be played out in the public eye like the OJ trial? We're going to see it all on TV, or is he going to just get offed like Epstein? What do y'all foresee is going to happen? Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know what other topics y'all would like me to cover. And I guess until next time, that's LG from Where There's Smoke. I'm out.